refers to Keller Williams, Weichert refers to Weichert, and so on and so on. So by the time people get to our area, they already have a realtor. They've already seen properties that have been sent to them, at least pictures and things like that. They have a realtor sometimes waiting at the airport to pick them up. We promote beyond the local area. The next one, number 14, write down buyers are reluctant. Buyers are reluctant to go direct to a for sale by owner. They're wondering why the person's selling it themselves. Wonder if there's something wrong. How would I know? How would I know what to do? He has his best interest at heart, not mine. So buyers are reluctant to go direct to a for sale by owner. And then, number 15, buyers aren't stupid. You can write that down. Buyers want to save the money too. They're not dumb. Even if they went direct to the for sale by owner, they know the for sale by owner's not paying a real estate commission. So guess what they know? That right there, you can knock off a realtor's fee and get the house for less. I had someone do that to me. I had a neighbor. I told his wife that I was going to be selling our home. We were going to be moving. I wanted her to know that she was a friend of mine. And he comes running over that night. Tony, have you put your house on the market yet? I said, no, but I'm going to do it in the morning. And he said, well, what are you going to be asking? And I told him, and it wasn't an even number, and he was an engineer, so he calculated real quickly in his head, and within seconds he said to me, but it's really this price because you're not going to, we won't have to pay a real estate commission. Well, guess what? I'd be doing all of my own work, taking all of my own risk for him to save the commission.
Thinks not.
If I'm going to turn around and give it to him, I might as well have a realtor do it, right?
Right.
Buyers aren't stupid. And then I'm going to give you
So she didn't say what she did.
one more, even though I said 15. Realtors shy away from showing for sale by owner properties because they know that for sale by owner is going to want to give them a minimum fee for doing it. Oh, well, you don't have it listed though. You didn't have to do anything. So I'll give you $500 if you sell it. So realtors shy away from for sale by owners. And quite frankly, I don't blame them. I would drive 10 blocks around the house to keep from having to show it when I sold real estate. I don't have to show it. I don't even have to tell anybody about it. And I did, unless it was the last resort. There was not a single other thing out there in my multiple listing that these people would comfortably buy. Then, push comes to shove, I might knock on the door, see if I can negotiate something with that for sale by owner. But otherwise, they shy away. All right, that's the 15 reasons. And now we're going to actually knock on the for sale by owner's door and see if we can make an appointment to give us the opportunity to share some of these reasons with him. Before we do that, we got the 15 reasons. Hi, I love you. You got the 15 reasons. So, do you have any questions about any of them before we start knocking on doors today? Cody? Yes.
Kat had typed in a while ago, what's the difference between our MLS and the MLS that the for sale by owners have access to?
They don't have an MLS. That's the difference. We have one. They don't.
They
The only
can buy
thing they
into one.
have would be
Just an
access to one of
FYI.
those for sale by owner sites, which is just some person out there who's created a website and trying to encourage people to put their home on a website. But as far as a multiple listing service, no, they don't have it.
They have a new one.
They don't have a multiple listing
She's not up to
service.
date.
So, in other words, they don't have thousands or hundreds, however your board of realtors, they don't have them out there showing the property. They don't have any real estate agents showing the property, they have themselves. All right, anybody else have any questions? Anyone else?
Something like that, yeah. This is in Virginia.
Alabama.
Okay, the one
All right,
that
so
my
Darren,
wife
you see anything?
done is in Virginia.
I don't.
Okay, all right. Then we will move on to the next page and let's talk about then how we
Okay.
get in the door with a for sale by owner, because it's not until we get in the door that we're going to be able to share this information with them. So let's look at how to approach our for sale by owner. We want to trade value for time. And we're going to knock on doors because if you recall, if they're on the do not call list, you cannot call a for sale by owner on the phone. And you can if they're not on the do not call list. But you know what? The for sale by owners, if anyone's going to approach them, any other realtor, it's going to be with phone call. So if you want to set yourself apart, you need to go in person. They're much more likely to like you, to remember you, to consider you if you go the extra mile, literally. So when we get there, we want to use different reasons for being there. We need a valuable reason for calling on them. And one would be to drop off this booklet that Weichert has created for sale by owner. And you should have a copy of this in that packet of information that you got. You might want to pull it out and take a look at it. This little booklet that you drop by, and that would be one reason to approach that for sale by owner. Another might be to preview the home in the event that you run across someone who might be interested in it. It's a preview. Another could be to make a referral. In other words, help them where they're going. Don't worry about where they are, but maybe I can help you where you're going. And sharing tips is that booklet that I'm talking about. Those are the three major reasons to drop by. And then once you've accomplished these, then you can just drop by from time to time just to check in on them. Wanted to stop by, I was in the neighborhood today, and I see that your home is still for sale. Have you had much activity? I was just curious. So you can make it much more general as time goes on. But let's start with, and they're not in any order, by the way. I actually think that we've got them in the opposite order. Sharing tips is probably first, making a referral second, and previewing the house is probably the third one. But because they're in this order on your screen, we'll do it just like this. All right, so today we're going to knock on a door. It's a for sale by owner. And we're going to do all the things that we learned to do. Stand back away from the door, wear career apparel, hands out of the pocket. Go back and reread your tips. Because we're going to do all those things. Here we go. Knock, knock, knock. Hi, Tony Reuter, Weichert Real Estate. How are you today? Listen, I see that you're selling your home yourself, and I want you to know that I'm not here to try to change your mind about that. But if you have a minute, I stopped by for another reason. Do you have a minute to give me? All right, I asked for a minute of their time, permission to speak to them. That was one of the tips in door knocking. But I needed to give them a reason to want to do so. If I had just shown up and said, hi, Tony Reuter, Weichert Real Estate, I stopped by, I wanted to see if I could talk to you for a minute. Do you have a minute? I'll guarantee you they're going to say they're busy. Because their house is for sale by owner, they probably assume that every real estate agent in town would like to have their listing. Now here you are trying to come and get it. But what I did was I tried to whet her appetite to for because I said right up front, I see your home is on the market for sale by owner, and I'm not here to try to change your mind about that, but if you have a minute, I'd stop by for another reason. And now, she's probably going to want to know why I stopped by. And unless she really is busy, she'll probably say, well, yeah, I do have a minute. What is it? And then I pick one that is on your screen. Well, I wanted to stop by because your home is just on the market. I actually saw the sign go up just yesterday. And I do work with a lot of people who are in this price range, and I was wondering if I could ask a few questions about your house in the event anyone should ask me about it. And if she says yes, well, what questions? Well, for example, do you mind telling me, is this the, I know we're an Earth subdivision, is this the Saturn model, or is this the Venus? Well, I'm not sure what it's called. Well, do you have the 2 bedrooms up and the 2 down, or do you have the 1 bedroom on the main and then your 3 bedrooms upstairs? She says, oh, I'm the 2 up and 2 down. Okay, then you're the Venus. I want to show some knowledge about the area if I can. And then I'm going to say, and can I ask what price you're asking? She tells me. I might say, and have you done anything additional to the home? Are there any additions or anything other than the basic model when it was purchased? She says no. Since I'm here, would it be possible for me to do a quick walkthrough and see the home? It's going to be a lot easier for me to talk to people about it if I've seen it. She might say yes. She might say no. She might say, I don't really think that's necessary. We're selling it ourselves. Or, I don't really want anyone to look at it right now. No problem. And I don't push any issues. I'm not here to make enemies. I'm here to make a friend. At some point, this conversation is going to end. Maybe after I've done a walkthrough. That walkthrough is going to give me time to get to know her better, to ask her some questions about where they're going, when they have to be there. She gets to know me better, hopefully likes me, and hopefully I will be the one she considers when she decides to turn it over to the real estate industry. Some people feel failure very quickly. If the house is on a market for a week and no lookers, they give it up. Some people take months, some people take years. But most people have a breaking point at which they say, this isn't working, we're going to have to go in a different direction. I want you to be top of mind awareness when that happens. So this first visit is just a way to start working it. Now, I could go back, or I could have used sharing the tips first, which is probably what I would have done. Stop by. A few days later. Hi, Tony Bruder, Wackett Real Estate. How are you? I don't know if you remember. I stopped by the other day. And I should have brought this for you, but I forgot. But if you have a minute, I have something that I want to give you that I think will help you in selling your home. If you have a minute, take a look. She says, well, sure, if it'll help us sell. So we're selling it ourselves, Tony. Yes, ma'am, I know that. But my company has created this little booklet with some ideas in it to help you. Read through it, and certainly, hopefully there'll be something there that might help you, something you haven't thought about. There are some safety and security tips as well in there. So I think that's important for sale by owners to think about. And by the way, I put my card in the back and a little bit of information about me. If I can ever be of help, feel free to give me a call. And that's it. I'm gone. That's my second visit. But by the way, I now have 4 visits because after I went back to my office, I wrote a thank you note. Thank you for speaking with me today at the door. I enjoyed meeting you and hearing about your Venus model. Thank you for speaking to me today at the door. I hope that the booklet I dropped off for you will be helpful to you in some way. If you have any questions about it or anything else, feel free to give me a call. And always include your card again. Guess what I now have? 4 contacts with the person behind that door. 2 by mail and 2 in person. Another way I could approach them is to make a referral. I might stop by way that I might be able to help you where you're going. Can I ask, are you leaving the area or are you buying another home locally? She says, oh, we're staying in the area. Have you bought a home yet? Maybe I can help you find one.
I wanna get my
Now,
curry
what
place
you
in there
really
somewhere.
telling this person as you're dropping by. From there, by the way, I stop by every now and then to see how they're doing, checking in with you. What am I saying? I'm saying, I want your listing. I'm saying, I'm willing to work for it. I'm saying, I'm willing to do the things that the other kids are not willing to do because I bet you I'm the only one who's showing up. I bet you you're getting a bunch of stuff in the mail. I bet you you're getting some phone calls. And maybe in a area where agents maybe are better than others, yeah, you might have a couple of people who stop by once. But here I am, time after time again. So if you're starting to feel a little nervous about getting the job done yourself, you should definitely be considering someone like me because I think that's a mustard.
This
That's what
wouldn't,
you're really saying.
this wouldn't hurt
when you
either,
do this.
having one of these
Don't
cards
think
made
people
up.
don't know you want the listing. They know
That
that.
little leaf
But if they like
behind,
the way you go about it, if they see you as
that
aggressive,
could be a
if
very
not
nice
pushy,
in the door thing too.
they'll certainly consider you when they give it up. Now, what services should you not give away free? We're dropping by a little booklet of tips. Don't worry about it. There's nothing in there that's going to help them, get their home sold, really. It's just stuff like, move slippery rugs. It's stuff like, don't open the door to strangers, stuff like that. But what services should you not give away? You should never give away your contract forms and disclosures. We talked about the reason why. And the other thing is, what was the first biggest problem for sale by owners had? It was pricing. So we don't give away and help them price their home. In other words, we don't just drop off a free market analysis and hand it over to them. Yes, we will do a complimentary market analysis for them if they want. But to do so, we must do it just the way we always do it, which is a walkthrough of the property, then go back and put it together, then go out and sit down with them and present it to them so they don't misconstrue the data and get themselves in trouble and possibly ourselves in trouble because we gave them information and did not tell them how we derived it, how to use it, and why we came to the conclusion that we did. So yes, we'll give it away, but otherwise what I'm saying is we don't just give them, hand over a market analysis, and we don't hand over our contract forms and disclosures. Now, as we're visiting with the for sale by owner over time, some questions that we want to ask if they're open to it, if they seem to be talkative or answering questions that we ask freely. We want to try to find out why they're selling, where they're going, when they have to be there, how they determine their price. We can do that if we get that walkthrough. Now, how did you come up with the price for your home? Where are you going? When do you have to be there? And if we don't know the answer, we need to know how long the home has been on the market as a for sale by owner. And eventually, we're going to move into more thought-provoking questions, or perhaps questions that actually make them start to question their ability to get the job done. Have they been holding the home open on a regular basis? What happens after a while is that people start to talk to you, and they'll start to give you these hints that they're not making any progress and they're starting to worry about it by asking you questions usually.